Welcome back to the JCPod, partner with Stare Down Sports, Stare Down Greatness. Back at it again for Pickem. Might as well call them Pickem Wednesdays at this point. Pickem Wednesdays. And then we got, obviously, we're going to break down the NFL Week 10 slate, go over my early lean, some bets, and then just some things I could see happening in the game, some stuff to look forward to. All that fun jazz. And then we got some college football to go over, some of the games I'm looking forward to, and then maybe quick reactions to the college football playoffs, because we do have something important to bring up about it. So if I can remember, we're going to do that. But if not, we're at least going to break down the Week 12 slate and some of the fun games to look forward to. But before we do all of that, we have to do what we normally do first, and that's head over to the Pick'em board, where I'm not going to lie to you. We're getting desperate, man. It's going to get to, as you can see, lost our 14 and our 12. Not good at all. Just disappointed in myself. Buffalo played horrible. Absolutely horrible, so I'm just mad about losing that 14, but it is what it is. Carolina 12, which is bad on me. I shouldn't have put that many points to Carolina. They might be 5-4, but we got to remember who they are. At this point, mad at myself for not the Cleveland one. Mad for putting a 6 on it. Should have not been that high of a number. For the Tampa Bay game, mad at myself for not taking the Patriots. We literally, I think I basically said I'm picking Tampa Bay, but I want the Patriots to win on the road. I just want the Patriots to win, assuming, because I'm going to assume that Keith and all of them are going to put higher numbers on it. I should have just picked it. Should have gained points on him. We were able to gain on him with Philadelphia. Lost a little bit on Pittsburgh. And as you can see for the season, I mean, it's getting ugly, man. He's starting to pull away a little bit. It might be a battle for second here soon, which I'm hoping doesn't become the case. I mean, dude just hasn't had a bad week. Props to Keith. He's just not had a bad week at all. He's either just been really, really good week or mediocre, middle of the pack week. Wow, me personally, I mean, you see 103 and 45. We've just been horrible with the numbers. And, I mean, we got 8 weeks to go, so, I mean, there's still a chance for us to do some damage. I mean, anything can happen. He can have one massively horrible week, and we can gain 20 points, and just like that, we're back in it. But at this point, I just got to be better with the numbers. Got to try to be a little bit more disciplined, because I'm just tired of losing big numbers, man. And we're just going to start, hey, if I like the team, it's just getting to that point. I wanted to keep in the podium, but at this point, if you ain't first, if you ain't first, you're last. So we just might have to, we might just have to pull the trigger in like games like the Saints. Like we did with Pittsburgh, we lost a little bit. But we just might have to start pulling the trigger a little bit more often in some of these like other games where, hey, maybe we'll be on the wrong side, but if I feel like they're going to win, I just got to take it because, like I said, I mean, we're 13 points out of second, which is nothing. I mean, that's easily that's a week. That's one amazing week. But the game against him, yeah, we're going to have to start noticing some trends. I'm going to try to see if we start figuring out some trends throughout, like, after Sunday, I'm going to start trying to look back and see if I start noticing some trends and just be like, okay, he likes this, but do this here, and maybe we can try to go opposite of it, but we'll see but right now we need to worry about our locker room and figure out these goddamn numbers, so we're going to start doing that. New England, New York Jets, I mean, I want to put my massive big number on them, but the fact that for right now, we'll put the second biggest, but the fact that it's a Thursday night game is one main reason I'm holding off. But New England is just absolutely on fire. Their offense is really good. They're going to be able to put up points. I mean, I am not impressed with Justin Fields at all at this point. I mean, he's a really, really talented dude, really athletic dude. He just, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the offense or what, he's just not throwing the football. I mean, they don't have guys to throw it to anymore. Garrett Wilson's going to be out. I mean, it's going to be the Breece Hall show. If Justin Fields can do stuff with his legs, that's going to help as well. But I just think New England's going to be able to handle them in this game. They're a team that just seems like, with Vrabel, and Vrabel's there. With Vrabel being there, with Vrabel there, I just like for the Patriots to win games that they shouldn't. And even more than that, I like for them not to, they shouldn't steep down to their opponents. If everything goes I don't even know how to put it in the words, basically. I just trust Mike Vrabel that much. I don't think they're going to lose to the Jets. I think he's going to have them ready to play. They aren't going to look down upon their opponent. And, yeah, I just think, I don't know how else I can just keep saying that. I trusted Mike Vrabel way more than I trust Aaron Glenn, basically. And New England, I'm not going to lie to you, they might take the 1 seed from the Colts at this point because their schedule is, hey, that's a pretty nice schedule, Patriots. I won't lie to you. Miami, Washington. I am going to go Miami. Won't be shocked if Washington wins this one. I mean, this is going to be As of right now, it's going to be our 1, but that's probably going to change. I just couldn't tell you either way, honestly. Kind of want to go Washington just a tad, but after how bad they got beat, I mean, Dan Quinn is taking over defensive play calling, but I don't know how much it's going to help with how bad their defense has been playing. Atlanta, Carolina, excuse me. I think we got to go with Atlanta, but I'm not sure how they're going to react to that loss after the Colts. I mean, they can go one of two ways. They can either be the Atlanta team that they were against the Colts and they're going to bounce back and have a really good game, make up for it, or they could be like how they like to play every other week, it seems, and be really bad and just not really show up. I mean, Carolina is coming off a very, very tough loss to the Saints, so you know they're going to be ready to play. I'm just a little bit nervous to take Atlanta. At this point, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just over Atlanta. I mean, we lost by the hook last week. It feels like we lose money on their games every single time. It feels like I picked their games wrong almost every single time. I know it's probably being a bit dramatic if we're being honest, but it's just, they're one of those teams that I'm starting to just really get irritated with. Can't stand the way they play sometimes. And I just can't figure out Michael Penix either fully. Is he good? Is he not? I genuinely can't figure him out at this point. As of right now. I mean, it's still early in his career. We still got time to go, but it's, some weeks he looks amazing, and then there's some other weeks you're just like, Jesus. I mean, I can't even explain against the Colts. He had multiple throws that were just like, oh, if you hit that, the guy gets the yards and he's open and first down. And, oh, that would have been a 50-yard touchdown. Oh, well, I guess to be fair, Kyle Pitts did drop one of those. But then there were some other plays where it's like he just completely misses the guy. It's like, man, that could have been a touchdown if you just threw a little bit better. It's just weird. Don't know the best way to put it. Just really, really weird. Buffalo, Tampa Bay. I kind of do want to take Tampa Bay here, but the reason I might not is because after that loss against Miami, you just got to feel like Buffalo's in not a full kitchen sink game, but it's starting to get a little bit close where it's like, they've just been playing really, really bad. And you got to think that at a certain point they're going to turn it around and have a really good game. But Tampa Bay's a good team, man. And they're coming off a tough loss to the Patriots as well. So you got to think they're going to be hungry for a while. I might go Tampa Bay there. I'm not going to lie. Buffalo's been playing really, really weird lately, man. And dude, they played really bad against Miami. I don't think they're going to no-show like that again. The fact that it's in Buffalo. Hold on, let me check This might be one. Honestly, I don't know if I can fully take Tampa Bay, but it's really, really tempting. I want to check the weather in Buffalo. We'll get to that here in a sec. I'm actually going to check on that right now. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. The more I think about it, the more I think about it as well, I think I might just actually have to stick with the Bucs. I think they're going to play. No, sorry, not the Bucs, the Bills. I think I got to go back to the Bills. I don't think it's going to be horrible there weather-wise, but the Bills are 5.5-point favorites. And like I said, I do think they're probably going to end up winning this game just because they probably will have a bounce back from last week. Tampa Bay, it's going to be 48 degrees on Sunday, it seems like, so it's not going to be horribly cold, but I do think that is it's going to be an intriguing game, I will say, but I don't think Bucky Irving's coming back this week. Probably back maybe next week. I think he came back to practice a little bit, but he's doubtful as of right now. So if he's doubtful, he's probably not playing. But yeah, I just don't think Tampa Bay might be able to steal it with how well their offense has been playing. But the fact that they don't have Bucky Irving on the ground where the Buffalo Bills are most susceptible, probably going to be a problem. But we might be taking Sean Tucker's rush over. That might be something to keep an eye on because it sounds like he might get a little bit more work. Houston, Tennessee, got to go Houston on the road against Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee's just absolutely horrible. This should be a nice tune-up game for the offense for Houston if they can start getting some stuff together. But I'm curious to see how the Houston defense is going to play against Tennessee. That might be a tough game for Cam Ward. Minnesota, Chicago. Oh, I kind of want to go Chicago. I mean, Chicago would have lost the game if Jackson Dart stays in it, I feel like. So I might actually go Minnesota. This is going to be a very, very low point game for me. I just don't think that. I'm nervous. I think Caleb Williams is pretty good. J.J. McCarthy has moments though where they do look awesome. They're coming off a tough loss against the Ravens, and like I said, I think Chicago actually does lose that game if Jackson Dart does stay in it. However, Jackson Dart does not. The Bears win it. They have so much momentum and everything, but this is going to be a really tough game. Important game for them. The thing is, though, whenever the Bears have played kind of good teams this year, not been the best for them. When they play the poopier teams, they play a lot better. So, wouldn't be shocked if they win, but the fact they are playing a better team, I want to actually see them kind of prove it to me before I fully dive in on them. Green Bay, New York. No way I'm taking... I was about to say no way I'm taking the Giants with Russ starting, but it should be Famous Jameis starting. I'm assuming Jackson Dart's going to be out with a concussion, so if that's the case, Famous Jameis Winston's going to be starting. That's going to be fun. He's going to have a couple turnovers, obviously. I think something has to happen with that Green Bay offense to get them in gear. Because they've been playing horrible. They have to figure something out. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. I do think Pittsburgh wins this game. They really shouldn't have lost the first one, but I think they're going to, especially after losing to the Chargers, the way the offense played so horribly, I think this is a great bounce back chance for them. We are taking for sure Jaylen Warren to rush over against Cincinnati in that horrible defense. But I'm very curious to see if Cincinnati can put up a lot of points like they did last time they played the Steelers. It will be Joe Flacco this time, so... Because, I believe it was Joe Burrow last time, right? Oh, no, I'm dumb. That was a Thursday night game where, Joe Flacco came in to beat them. So I'm assuming with a little bit more prep time, I think the Steelers defense might be able to play a little bit better than they did Sunday, you would think. It is a division game. They know Joe Flacco's going to be playing this time. Should win. Still nervous about it. Chargers, Jacksonville. I am going to take the Chargers. After they won against the... Man, I picked all favorites again already. I am nervous about the Chargers on the road in Jacksonville, but after Jacksonville blew that game last week, it would be the most Jacksonville thing ever to blow that game last week. Then come in this week and just absolutely smoke the Chargers, but I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. Jacksonville, like I said, them blowing that game last week is just, man, that defense... stinky. Offensively, too, they just kind of shut down in that fourth quarter, so I do think the Chargers pull away with it. Maybe pull away with it late. Probably going to be a close game, though, if I had to guess. If anything, like I said, they would pull away late, but I think it's probably going to be a close game throughout. That's probably going to be one of those 1 o'clock games that goes back and forth. It's going to come down to who has the ball last and does... Wouldn't even be shocked if it's like Jaguars have the ball driving for a chance to win, and does Trevor Lawrence make the play, or do they not and they lose? Rams, Seattle. I think this should be my one. Honestly, this should be my really low game. I do think that, actually, we'll put a 4 on them. We'll put a 5 there. I do think that the Rams probably win this game. The way they use 13 personnel a lot in the red zone, that's kind of been their thing this year. But Seattle's been tough, dude. They pull away from games. I think it's been 4 times this year they've been up, like, for the exact point, I think it's like 28 or something, like within the first half. It's some ridiculous stat about how much their offense is scoring. They've just been amazing on offense. Defensively, they're a lot better than the Seattle teams have passed as well. They actually have a pretty good defensive line, which for Seattle they've not had in a while, so that's really good. For the Rams, their offense has just been amazing. We're going to see if Devontae Adams ends up playing. I think if he doesn't play, that is going to hurt them a bit. But if Devontae Adams does play, with how healthy the Rams are, I just think they're going to be the team that wins the division. So I think I have to take them at home if that's the case. This is a game that if they want to win the division too, they got to win at home. It's going to be a tough game throughout. Very, very excited to... That's going to be a fun game. I'm really excited for that one. If I had to say so myself. San Francisco, Arizona. I have to go San Francisco here. This is going to be probably end up being a good game just because of how bad San Francisco's defense is. But for Arizona, they're just coming off a thumping last week. They got a lot to, they got a lot to improve on. But I think I have to take San Francisco's there. Baltimore, Cleveland. Baltimore, I think, is just going to keep winning. Very disappointed in Cleveland after the game they played last week. I don't have any dogs, but we'll have a couple. We'll have a dog here in a minute. I might go back through and end up picking one more. We'll see in a second. Kansas City, Denver. This should actually be this is going to be a 1-point game. I would not be shocked if Denver, after playing just ass on offense the last couple of weeks, finally is able to do something and play really, really good. Maybe I should bump that up to 2. We'll make that the 2. I'm just really nervous about the Denver defense against the Chiefs. Chiefs have been playing really, really good lately, though. And the fact they have Rashee Rice back on offense, I think that they might be able to do something. But overall, this is a game. There's a lot of games this week. They're going to be good games. Not going to lie to you, I talked to you like, hey, if we like a dog, we just got to take him. This is one of those weeks. It's like, do we want to do that? They play the Broncos again on Christmas, so this is their first look at them this year. I think this is a massive game for the Chiefs, so they want to stay in the playoff hunt and in the playoff picture. And if you really, realistically, if you look at Denver's 8-2 schedule and all the wins they've had, that Colts, they had a chance to beat the Colts, potentially would have. So I give them credit for that. But if you look at their schedule and some of their other wins, it's kind of like, oh, you are beating up on some bad teams, and some of these aren't even beating up. It's you coming from behind to try to win it. And they do have some decent wins in there as well, though, but overall, I'm a little bit skeptical of them. Detroit, Philadelphia, I think I am going to take Detroit over Philly. I just trust Detroit's offense a little bit more than Philadelphia's to this point right now. I feel like this upcoming week, a little bit of a revenge spot for the Lions, losing to Philadelphia last year in the playoffs. I think they might be able to get a massive win on the road. And it just feels like Philadelphia is going to have due for a loss here soon. That's going to be really good for them because they probably need a loss just to kind of like get the mental reset and get that little bit of hunger back. I'm not saying they aren't hungry right now because they're playing really good football, but it just seems like they're due to have a loss here soon, just the way they're playing some of these games. I mean, that game Thursday night was a yeesh, boy. They play like that against the Detroit Lions. I mean, I know it's a really good defensive battle, don't get me wrong, but if they play like that against Detroit, Detroit might be able to put up a lot of points on them. Then Dallas, Vegas on Monday night. I trust Dallas' offense way more than I do Vegas. Won't be shocked if Vegas just is able to put up 300 yards on them because of how bad their defense is. But if they hit in Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, I don't know what much else. I mean, they have Trey Tucker, I guess. I don't know who else is going to be beating you if you're the Cowboys. So if they're able to control those two guys, they should be in for a decent night. We'll just go 24-21 for all those. Just keep it close. Most points this week, we'll just go Houston because they're playing Tennessee. Least points this week. James is playing, so we're not going to go that game this week. We'll go, not Arizona, Cleveland maybe. Cleveland would be a good one. We'll just pick Cleveland because Baltimore's defense is playing a tad bit better. All right, here comes the fun, important part of assigning the numbers. So we got a lot of big numbers left. I need to find the games I'm pretty... I think Baltimore's going to win that game. I just don't want to put my 15. I'm probably going to have to put my big number on the Thursday night game. I really, really don't want to, but it just feels like the Patriots should lose that game. If they do, I'm going to be pretty upset, obviously, but I mean, if not, my 15. Actually, you know what? My 15 is going to go on Houston, just simply for the fact their defense is so damn good that I think that even if their offense plays horrible, their defense should do enough to be able to help them win that game. And like I said, I just respect the Jets. The Jets have proven a little bit more to me than the Tennessee Titans have so far. So I think I'm going to leave that there. Where's the other? Oh, there's one more other big one I liked. I don't think I really do, actually. Green Bay, New York. I do think they win this. I do think they win this game in New York. I mean, I just don't. Will they cover? Not 100% sure about that, but I do think they win. I think that loss to these last couple losses have really woken them up. I think they're going to be able to. I mean, we'll see though. I mean, they come. It seems like they aren't ready to go at all to start some of these games. You got to think that's going to change this week, right? But might not. We'll see. Dallas will put a. It feels stinky to put a 12 on Dallas, but the Raiders truly are pretty bad. And that's a game that Dallas has no reason to lose. If they do, I mean, I won't be shocked. My big numbers have to go somewhere. We might as well put on Monday night to end the week. Atlanta, Carolina, we'll put I guess I'll put a 7 on them. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, we'll put a 10. We'll bump my Green Bay up 1 to 11. I do, like I said, I do think Pittsburgh. Yeah, I think I have to do that because I can't risk putting. I think I have to go with 10 because I have to save my bigger numbers for somewhere else. And then, this doesn't feel good at all. I'm not going to lie to you. It does not feel good. Guess we got to put my 8 there, and then Detroit will put a 6. I think that's good. I might do some tinkering offline when I'm by myself, but just know, like, if I do, it's only going to be switching by, like, 2 or 3, like, when I get it pulled up. Like, it's only going to be, like, 2 or 3. Like, for example, I'm not going to do this, but I might go from, like, a 14 to a 12, then move my 12 somewhere else. Like, I might do a slight bit of moving just because there's some numbers. Like, I'm going to see how injuries go and everything. But, like, my 8 on Atlanta, I already hate that. And I'm trying to already find, like, I think I'd almost rather put an 8 on Detroit. But I don't know if I want to go that far against Philadelphia. That already feels like I have way too many points on them. Maybe I should bump up the Miami one. I might bump up the Miami one, honestly. We might move Miami to a 4. Buffalo to a 5. Minnesota, we can make them a 5. Actually, we'll make Buffalo a 6. We'll make actually them a 5. We'll make them a 6. Detroit, we'll make a 4. So Miami, I'll actually make a. I want to move around some of my big numbers. So Houston, we'll make a 6 instead, and maybe we'll just bump everyone up 1. So I'll put a 7 on Minnesota. We'll put an 8 on the Chargers. That's fine. How does my 1 keeps ending up there? But I was thinking about maybe putting it on, what game was it? I am a bit nervous about the San Francisco Arizona one a bit, but I don't want to put a 9 on them either. So that feels like where I'm kind of at a jam a bit, is that. But we might do a 3 there. You know what? Actually, we'll just do a 7 on it, Kansas City. We'll do an 8 on the Chargers. Minnesota, Chicago, we'll do a 5. We'll make this a 6. And then that means Atlanta, Carolina, we'll make that. Atlanta, Carolina, the 5. Minnesota, Chicago, we'll make the 4. Philadelphia, this one, we'll make that the 3. And then we'll just leave the 1 here then. My 1 keeps ending up on Miami, Washington. I just don't know what to expect from Miami. After that big win against Buffalo, though, you think they got to play a little bit better. But like I said, I might do some small tinkering, basically kind of like that, and just move some stuff around. But overall, I think I'm good with everything. There's just, yeah. I'm nervous about some of it just because of the last couple weeks. It just feels like you kind of got to be perfect to catch Keith at this point. But maybe, like I said, we'll just end up having some game opposite. I'll be right. I am nervous about some of these numbers, but hey. You got to place them somewhere at some point, so we'll just see how it shakes out. We're already took pretty long in the pick'em portion anyway, so it's going to make the betting portion really easy. So let's head over back to the gridiron, and let's go over the betting part of it. Kind of broke down the games a lot in the pick'em section, so when it comes to the bets and everything, might go through a little bit quicker. But we'll see. Basically, I'll probably just give out like my final thoughts and everything at this point, because like I said, we already broke down a lot. Patriots are minus 12.5 against the Jets. I think I like that, but I don't want to take it mainly just because it's a Thursday night game. If it wasn't a Thursday night game, I'd probably lay the 12.5. But the fact that it is a Thursday night game, probably going to stay away from that. Drake May passing touchdowns to have over 1.5 is minus 172. That sucks. I like that. Receiving wise, per usual, staredownsports.com. I'll have written down in my articles all the props I like and everything because, like I said, Drake, they don't even have up like Travion Henderson's rushing yards, Ramondre Stevenson, some of that. So they obviously don't know what's going on with the full back situation. Drake May's over 24.5. We probably will take that. We'll take May over 24.5 rushing yards. That was one I did like. I'm gonna try to keep. If it gets to like 26, 27, that's might be when I start laying off a bit. Breece Hall's at 58.5 rushing yards. That's a maybe. I won't lie to you. If it makes the article, I'll end up taking it, but I want to look at some stuff one more time before I do it. So Breece Hall's rush over is a maybe. Like I said, we'll see if I end up taking it then. Touchdown-wise, I think I like Travion Henderson if he plays. If he doesn't, I might take the other back. And then I'm not taking anybody for the Jets for sure. Not going to lie to you. Probably going to stay off of the Jets a lot. Mainly just because of the fact that, if the only person I would take, maybe take Breece Hall over... Breece Hall over 15.5 receiving yards is probably the only... that's probably the only thing I'm going to take. Sorry, I'm just trying to write down and talk at the same time. Not a good idea. But yeah, that's probably the only thing I'm going to take on the Jets, maybe Breece Hall stuff. But past that, I don't want any parts of the Jets. Dolphins, Commanders, just a straight stay away from me. I'm not going to lie. Zero clue how this game's going to go. Maybe take some Devon Achane stuff. Assuming his numbers aren't just like whack, but... Oh, they actually have them up now. Edge rushing yards, 79.5. Might take it. I'm not 100% sure. I won't lie to you. So that's another one I got to do more research in. Vikings, 3-point favorites over the Bears. I lean Vikings -3. We'll see if they end up making the full slip. I'm just a bit nervous about the Bears, but like I said, the way they've been playing their competition a little bit lately, they've been playing kind of bad against the good teams, but they play kind of good against the bad teams. So, Packers, Giants, 7-point game. Staying away from that for sure. I think Packers win. Not sure if they cover that number at all. I am going to take a lot of overs in this game when it comes to receiving. They don't have them up just yet because Jameis Winston got announced as starter, but Theo Johnson probably taking his over. Darius Slayton probably taking his over in the receiving department, mainly just because, like I said, Jameis is starting now, so I do think they're going to air it out a little bit more. And I think it's a slight bit. I think he's better than Russ. I don't think it's a slight bit at this point. I do think Jameis is better than Russ, so he should be. But that Packers defense is pretty damn good. So will they score? Not 100% sure about that. Josh Jacobs is -310 to score. Might also take some Christian Watson stuff if Romeo Doubs and Wicks and Golden are out again. We'll see, though. I need to look at the injury reports a little bit more before I jump on that. Panthers, they're +3.5 against the Falcons. If anything, I'm going to take some Rico Dowdle rushing stuff just because of how much they got ran on last week by, 88.5. Rico Dowdle anytime touchdown. We'll probably take that. It's -130. That's probably a little bit better than taking his rushing over just because. At that point, I might just taking the rush for over 100+ yards again because it's only 12 yards. That might be better than, I don't know. Got to do a little bit more thinking there if I take anything at all. For the Falcons, might take some, I forgot, did they have Bijan's up? 70.5. Might take that for Bijan. Bijan's rushing over is one that I probably will take. That was one of those ones I was waiting until I saw the number to see what it was at. The fact it's at 70.5, I think I like that. We'll see if I pull the trigger, though. I'm going to wait. And obviously, like I said, if you check out the sorry to keep plugging this, but I'll do it one more time. If you check out the staredownsports.com, no, I'm just kidding. If you check out staredownsports.com, I will have articles up probably tonight, Thursday, Saturday for the corresponding Thursday night football, college football, NFL, and then I'll have Monday night one out on Monday. Unless I get it done Sunday, we'll see. Hasn't really happened yet. Chargers -3. If I can get that Chargers money line to go a little bit lower, if we can get it like in the -130 range, I'll probably pull the trigger. But if not, I'm probably just going to lay off of the -3. Because like I said, I do think they win, but bit nervous just because, I don't know, Jacksonville are coming off a pretty bad loss where they gave it up bad, so I'm assuming that they're going to want a little bit of retribution. Trevor Lawrence anytime touchdown, I might consider that just because he's been diving in a lot lately. Going to be curious to see if Kamani Vidal can continue his strong work of games. He's coming off a big game against the Steelers, and then, yeah, receiving-wise, they just have so many weapons that I got to stay off of the Chargers and Jags. I don't know. I do not know prop-wise there. Steelers, 5.5-point favorites over the Bengals. I am probably going to take some. I do think it might be a similar type shootout again. I do think the Steelers are probably going to need to score 30. Probably taking Jalen Warren's rush over. Assuming it's not outrageous. 73.5, not bad. I do like Jalen Warren's rush over. And I do think I like Chase Brown. Is that 52.5? That's going to be a maybe one, though. I'm not 100% sure if I want to pull the trigger on that. That was one of those ones that, like I said, another similar one's like, let me see what the number is. And then I saw that just now it's 52.5. It's like, maybe. Just for the fact they might be able to get sparing runs here and there. But the one person I am going to see when those props do come up, Jamar Chase, what's his stuff at? He might get hyper-targeted again in that game. Bucks +5.5 against the Bills. Bills, I don't think I'm going to take anything in that game. That's going to be a live betting game for me if I do anything. That's going to be a great game. If anything, I would want to take the Bucks +5.5 because I think they might be able to keep it within a field goal. But I don't know. The fact that it's 5.5 feels like the odds makers or the books know something. And yeah, the fact they know something, I think I'm going to stay away from that. Texans -6.5. I think I'm going to pull the trigger just because they should be able to cover that number. The fact it's a division game, though, makes me a bit nervous. Their defense is so damn good, though, that I think the Titans might not score over 14. I mean, if the Titans score 20, I mean, I feel like the Texans should score at least, like, 24, 27 points in this game. And I am not 100% sure if the Titans are going to get more than 14 with how good that defense is. So that was kind of my thinking there. Rams, 3.5-point favorites. Going to have to see, 3-point favorites over the Seahawks. Kind of tempted to I would take the Seahawks +3, but I do think the Rams win the game, so I'm just going to stay away from that. 49ers -3 over the Cardinals. A lot of -3s. Staying away from that one as well. Bit nervous about just the Cardinals being a weird, frisky team, so I just don't want to lose money on the 49ers. Chiefs, 3.5-point favorites over the Broncos, so yeah, that's probably going to be a stay away from me for sure. But let's see if they got the Rashee Rice number up for his receptions. You know how we work around here. Rashee Rice over 6.5 receptions, -144. If we get that number not as juicy, I mean, I want it more juicy. There's just too much damn juice on it. -144 is a bit much. So assuming that drops a little bit, I am going to be taking his reception over. But Travis Kelce over 4.5, that's another one. Kind of tempting, but we're going to stay away. Ravens 7.5-point favorites over the Browns. Straight up stay away from me. I do think the Ravens win that game big, but division game in the AFC North, I'm good. And it's going to be outside in the cold Cleveland elements. No thank you. Baltimore plays weird in Cleveland. Ooh. I do think they still win the game, though, but I'm nervous about that 7.5. Lions, we'll take the Lions money line. I do think they pull the upset on Sunday Night Football over the Eagles. I just think it's mainly an offensive thing. I think the Lions offense will be able to put up a little bit more points than the Eagles, and a revenge factor for what happened last year in the playoffs. So I like the Lions to get a revenge here. But yeah, prop-wise, we're going to wait a little bit longer. I want to, like I said, I usually get through the 1 o'clock games. Don't really get to the 4 o'clock by the time we get to this point in the week. So I haven't looked past 4 o'clock yet, so we'll have to wait for that. And the Monday Night Football, Cowboys over Raiders. I do like Cowboys, but like I said, I haven't got to any of really those props yet, so I'm going to have to let you know. And then I still have to look through the touchdown scores as well, just see some guys I like. But the injury, it's that time of year where the injury report's so bad, like you really got to wait till like Thursday, Friday to be like, all right, so this guy did practice, we're good to go. So, but like I said, my official bets for NFL Week 10, I have 3 leans. Chase Brown's rush over, Vikings -3, Breece Hall rushing over. My official bets, though, Drake May over 24.5 rushing yards. If TreVeyon Henderson plays with no injuries, I like TreVeyon Henderson. It was 52.5 when it was him going to start and there was nobody injured. If it's around that number, I do like it. If it goes up to 60+, probably going to stay away and just watch. Breece Hall over 15.5 receiving yards. Rico Dowdle, anytime touchdown, -130. Bijan Robinson's rush over at 70.5. Chargers money line. Jalen Warren's rush over. Texans -6.5. Rashee Rice over 6.5 receptions. And the Lions money line. Let's do some college now, man. Won't lie to you. Going to be a really light slate for me, I think, college-wise. A lot of decent games, but there's a lot of numbers and just a lot of numbers I don't like. So I end up with a lot of games. Like I think majority of my games are maybe. I think there's like 2 official bets I have coming into today. So, and then one thing I did want to touch on for the college football rankings, they have for I guess the playoff bracket. Excuse me. They have Miami in there. They just are. I think that's a lot of the people in the committee projecting Miami will make it. Miami is not in the playoffs as of right now. They have to have a lot go their way. Now, a lot of the teams in the ACC do play each other, so they might be able to backdoor their way into it. But Miami does not control. Excuse me. Miami does not control their own destiny. So that's just something I wanted to bring up to keep their eye on. But we'll look at the new bracket. Notre Dame, it would play Oregon. That's the 8-9. 12-5's USF Georgia. 1's Ohio State. 4's Alabama. 2's Indiana. 3's A&M. 1 through 4 get the byes. Texas would play Ole Miss. And Texas Tech would play Miami. But like I said, I don't think Miami's going to end up making it. They have to have a lot go their way. But hey, it's college football. This could all change in 2 weeks. Let's be honest. So looking ahead to what's going to be happening tonight, Northern Illinois, 11.5-point favorites, nothing there. Kind of lean Toledo -4.5 over Miami of Ohio, but I'm just going to stay away. I'm good. Like I said, there's a lot of these I kind of lean Clemson. Clemson's a maybe for me on Friday night. I might take Clemson +3.5. I don't know why. I genuinely cannot tell you why, but something in me just feels like weird ACC game. Louisville coming off a very, very tough loss to Cal. But I like I said, it's just a weird feeling where it's like I think Clemson might win, but I think there's a lot of people saying that and feeling like that, so I think it might be just stay away from me. Oregon against Minnesota, I do kind of lean Oregon a tad with the spread of minus 20.5, but I'm probably going to end up staying away from that one. USF is 9.5-point favorites over Navy. I do think they're going to probably be able to outscore them. It's just a matter of Navy holds the ball too long. I think this is going to be one, you know what, we're very light slate for me. We'll pull the trigger. USF minus 9.5 over Navy. As long as Navy just doesn't control the ball for majority of the game and USF is able to do what they normally do, I mean, USF's probably going to put up 60 or so. I mean, Navy's defense is not the greatest. Notre Dame put up a lot on them, as you saw last week. Notre Dame, 12.5-point favorites over Pitt. I lean that number a lot, but I'm probably just going to end up staying away. I got Notre Dame to win. I think it's Nebraska over 7.5 and Notre Dame to win 10+ games. I have that in a fun little over parlay thing I did, and it's to win. I think it's like 10 to win 400. So personally, for me, I'm kind of just riding that. So I just need one more win out of Nebraska, and I'm just sitting here hoping for Notre Dame to keep winning out. If they win this game, I mean 12.5. I do lean to 12.5. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger though. But if Notre Dame wins this game, they play Syracuse and Stanford. So as long as they don't mess around, this is the game to get them in the college football playoffs, pretty much. Because like I said, you're playing Syracuse, you're going to be heavily favored. You're playing Stanford, you're going to be heavily favored. As long as you win this game and don't mess around with Pitt, you make the college football playoffs. I do think they're going to be ready. It's just a matter of can Pitt keep it close or not. So I'm a little bit nervous to take that. West Virginia, 10.5-point dogs to Arizona State. I lean West Virginia. I don't think I can do it, but we'll see. Maybe might pull the trigger. I might pull the trigger and end up with it in my article, but as of right now, that is one that's very close to the cutting room floor. Virginia, Duke, staying away from that one, but I think it's going to be a good game. Iowa USC is going to be a pretty good game, especially after what happened last week. Just curious to see how Iowa plays on the road. Oklahoma, Alabama. That's going to be a really fun game. I lean Bama minus 5.5. Going to say that's another, that's about as dark red as you can get for me. I'm probably not taking that. Probably just going to end up staying away. Georgia Tech, 16.5-point favorites over Boston College. That should be a good game for them to win. Maryland, Illinois. Kind of lean Maryland, but after what they've done to us, I'm over this team. So we're just going to completely stay away. If they beat Illinois, cool. They'll hit their season total over. If they don't, it's whatever at this point. We've been waiting for September 20th for this to hit. It's probably not hitting at this point, so I'm just not expecting much for them. USF, Texas Tech. I do lean Texas Tech minus 24.5. I mean, they probably could have beat BYU bad last week if they were able to finish some drives. So I probably might give out, like I said, Texas Tech might be one that I end up giving out. We'll take it. Why not? Texas Tech minus 24.5. We'll take it. UCF coming off a very poor outing not actually a lot. That was the week before. They played really, really poor. They played really good against Houston. Almost won that game. Kind of heartbroken. But now they go on the road. And like I said, I think Texas Tech is just a different level in the Big 12 this year. So I like for them to win that game. I mean, it might be 40-17. It's going to be, it could get ugly, basically. If they can finish their drives, it's going to get ugly. Lean Coastal Carolina on the money line over Georgia Southern. Don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger just yet on that, but that is a lean I have. Texas, Georgia are going to be a great game. It should be a really fun one to watch. I don't have a side really there. BYU, 5.5-point favorites over TCU. If that game wasn't at 10-15, would love to watch it. Probably going to record it, if I had to guess. Some other fun games for the weekend we'll keep an eye out for. Texas A&M, South Carolina, Michigan, Northwestern. Scrolling down this list here. Air Force UConn might be sneaky good. Cincinnati, Arizona might be as well. Indiana, 29.5-point favorites over Wisconsin. Tempting. Well, especially after Wisconsin getting a big one last week, but we might just stay away. Penn State, Michigan State. Curious to see how Penn State gets off the mat after the last game. Miami versus NC State. Miami needs to get every win they can get. Ole Miss, Florida, going to be interesting just to see. Florida is on the road, though, so it's just curious to see how that Florida team plays at this point. Utah, Baylor. Utah, 8.5-point favorites over Baylor. That should be fun. And then Ohio State minus 32.5 over UCLA. Woo! That is a big-ass spread. So, I guess it really does for college. Like I said, there's a lot of ones kind of like don't love enough. So my official bets for college football, week 11. We got 3 maybes. I'm not even going to... We got 2 maybes. I'm not even going to talk about... We got 3 maybes. We won't talk about Bama. Clemson, I guess I'll leave on. Clemson plus 3.5. Notre Dame minus 12.5. West Virginia plus 10.5. All 3 of our maybes. Bama, get the... No, not taking Bama. US, and then our official bets, South Florida minus 9.5. Texas Tech minus 24.5. Like I said, please check out StayOnSports.com. I'll probably end up with a couple more bets I end up finding as the week goes on. But if you're watching here live, or if you're watching here before I come out with the articles, you get first dibs at those odds while they're hot and fresh. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for the support. Really do appreciate it. I'll be back in this feed on Tuesday to go over week 11 or week 10 of the NFL, react to that, or excuse me, week 11. Sorry. Wow, week 11 of the NFL, week 12 of college. I probably messed that up so much today. Just now realizing it. Man, time is flying. Whew. Yeah, I messed that up a lot today, didn't I? I'll see y'all on Tuesday. I'm all messed up and everything. Should be an awesome weekend of football. Saturday's probably going to deliver like it always does. And Sunday, looking like we might have another banger Sunday ahead of us.